hire Jonathan Majors?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, good. All right. So he's out here, he's trying to, and this is what I think should be his path anyway. Everyone's like, "Oh, Kang lost his job. He's guys." So he's doing. I don't know if I would have had him sit down with media at this point. Like
Not sure
after
about that. No,
he's got 2 counts acquitted, 2 counts, minor
couple of
counts of
misdemeanors.
yeah, a couple of misdemeanors. But Marvel was like, bye. They were just waiting. I feel like they were just waiting, and
Right.
so he's out.
And I think that was less about him and more about that none of that slate is working right now. The company is restructuring. There's a lot going on. They've been lopping stuff off that slate for a while. So I'm not sure that that was as much about him, but it certainly gave him a good excuse. But I don't think that's
Mm.
because of that exactly. I don't think that's it. Those two things don't line up exactly the way people think.
Okay. All right. I appreciate you giving us some insight there. I was like, I feel like he'll be back because if he's that talented. I think he is very talented.
I think we should remind people that my dear friend Robert Downey Jr. wound up in a stranger's house in bed with their child, and
Wait,
he
what?
still.
Wait, what? I
You
knew he
don't
was on
remember this?
drugs.
Robert was having a moment, drug induced, and he broke into somebody's house and was in bed with their child. He didn't do anything to the child. He was just cuddled up asleep with the child. My point being is that that's why it was so difficult for Jon Favreau to get him that job as Iron Man, which he eventually got for him. So if Robert Downey Jr. can return, then certainly Jonathan Majors can. He didn't do
And
anything nearly as
won a
egregious.
Golden Globe last night for yeah,
So
for
if we're
for
talking about
Oppenheimer.
people, they Charlie Sheen isn't canceled with the Tiger Blood. I mean, come on. There's so many people who have made a
Okay.
return.
Okay.
I could run names off for a
Okay.
minute. So
Okay. Well, let's pay attention. All right. I was gonna play this longer clip. Maybe I'll save this. Jonathan Majors talks about the verdict and all of that. Y'all can watch that interview. And he looks beautiful in it too. I love the way he's very somber, the way he's speaking. I'm gonna play the clip about well, actually this clip where they asked him about this whole Coretta Scott King thing. Let's play the Megan Good. So he's with Megan Good now. And play that, Smith.
Through it all, Major's new girlfriend, actress Megan Good, has remained by his side, even present for our interview. How would you describe your relationship?
Well, she's an angel. She's held me down like a Coretta, you know? I'm so blessed to have her, you know? The relationship is still fresh, but, I think I found her.
Down his Coretta Scott King. Well, don't do that to Megan Good. She is not Coretta Scott King. She did not go to a conservatory. She did not have the educational background. She was not in her own right a civil rights activist, an organizer, a leader. Like, she's an actress. She's a lovely actress, I'm sure.
she didn't
Let's
have to
not.
work. And you were not Martin Luther King, more importantly.
Oh, that part.
She's not
And
worried about her husband dying, the father of her children dying at any given moment and ultimately being assassinated. That fear does not exist. The stakes aren't there. You're an actor, right? Let's be honest. That's a little much. But I'm glad that they found love. I'm happy for that. You know what I mean? I'm gonna applaud that all day long. If they're happy and they love each other, then what business is it of mine? I'm glad they're happy. But that whole Coretta Scott King obsession he's got going on, I don't know what's happening with that.
I think he sees himself in this role of this liberator. I think that Lovecraft Country role really impacted him. And in his mind, I guess I'm assuming that perhaps having that kind of woman gives him the runway and the breath. A lot of my male friends say, you just want to come home. I remember having this conversation with a buddy of mine, and I was like, if you're talking to me every day, why are you married to that woman? And he's like, I just want to not be bothered. If I want to have deep conversation, I'm gonna talk to you. I didn't marry her for that. I married her to take care of my household and to not bother me when I come home because I got a lot going on. But if I want to suss things out, I'm gonna talk with you. I was insulted by that. At the same time, I was like, how sad to be with a partner that you can't have these conversations with. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, what
Absolutely.
is that? And what are you
I
modeling
think a
for
lot
your
of people
children?
made that mistake, right? Then the pandemic happened and they were suddenly stuck in the same house with them.
Yeah, you want to have, to me, partnership, not, somebody that you can go. So I think in Jonathan's mind, I want that, a woman that gives me the runway and the space, whatever, but that I know has my back, that gives me the freedom. I think we all just want to be loved in that kind of way, deeply, to know that somebody has me no matter what it looks like. I know you got me. And so that's,
Right.
that's
I
somebody
get that.
yeah.
I mean, I understand, I understand his desire to want that type of bond or relationship. I just think that, you still just go to work and act. I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not trying. Look, what I do as an actor, writer, producer, I realize it has a great degree of difficulty, and I realize we can make it look easy, but it ain't brain surgery. I mean, I'm sorry, it's not that kind of job, and comparatively, it's a much easier job than what Martin Luther King was doing, or Stokely Carmichael, or Medgar Evers, or Bobby Seale, or Angela Davis. I mean, I could go on, but that's the thing that maybe he gets, and maybe one day he'll explain it, but I don't understand that. And Megan and I did Biker Boys together when she was younger. Lovely lady. I like Megan, but please don't put that pressure on sis. No, Devin Franklin, her previous husband, didn't put that pressure on her.
Well, how do we know he didn't? Maybe that's why they're not together.
Right.
Yeah,
maybe he did, but I have never heard Devin Franklin say the reason we split is because she wasn't enough like Coretta Scott King. If she had been more like Coretta Scott King, we'd still be together in the name of Jesus.
Can't turn my back on that. Gotta make moves, gotta act on that. You're the one I want and I stand on that. You and me, babe, that's black on black.